Hello guys, how are you? Welcome in Python GUI App Conference 2023. Uh, we all know that Python is the most used programming language for AI and machine learning development. So we need a graphical user interface for represent our data or our output. In this session, we will discuss two most growing Python framework for GUI development, DelphiFMX and Kivy. The advantage of this both is that provide multi-platform capability. So you can run on Windows, iOS, Mac and Android. So if you want to create a multi-platform application, this both will be useful for your project. So let's get started. GUI development for AI, unleashing DelphiFMX and Kivy. We are going to unlocking the potential of DelphiFMX and Kivy for AI GUI development. So let me introduce myself first. I am Muchhar Bharat, a Python developer. I am also electronics engineer. I start my journey with Python from Raspberry Pi, and then I learn other Python library like Pandas, TensorFlow, NumPy, Django, Flask, and now I am full-time Python developer. Also, I have done some project in Python GUI development. So let me show you. This is a app developed with Kivy for iOS, and one app for Android is live on Play Store. So I just want to show you how it's look like. Kivy is provide a responsive design and beautiful design for our program. Here you can see the design and look of application. The code of this whole application you can find on my GitHub account. This is my GitHub profile link. Here is that project, and the whole code of this application you can find over here. You can go over there and check that how it's look like, and many things more. So let's start. So this is our agenda. Firstly, I will going to introduce you with DelphiFMX and Kivy. Then we will move on installation of DelphiFMX, and then we will create a simple graphical user interface in DelphiFMX. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a simple graphical user interface. We want to connect DelphiFMX GUI with ChatGPT. So we will create one input field and one submit button. So we can write prompt in input field, and when user can click submit, the ChatGPT will generate a response and show in a label on DelphiFMX GUI. And also I am going to show you about ChatGPT and how to install OpenAI library for use in Python, and how get API key, and then we will integrate DelphiFMX with ChatGPT. Then we will move on Kivy part. The same thing we will do in Kivy, like we will create a simple GUI in Kivy and connect with ChatGPT and show you response from ChatGPT to Kivy label. And finally we will go to comparison both Kivy and DelphiFMX. What is best for your project and which you should use on your project. So let's get start from first thing, introduction of DelphiFMX and Kivy. Introduction to DelphiFMX for Python. DelphiFMX for Python is a powerful framework for building cross-platform application DelphiFMX is the Python version of the GUI framework for Delphi FireMonkey. Developed by Embarcadero Technologies, DelphiFMX for Python provides developers with a comprehensive set of tools and components for creating visual, stunning, high-performance applications that can run on multiple operating systems including Windows, Mac, and Android. DelphiFMX has a high DPI and style support, around 18 layout options including 15 custom style plus 4 default style. DelphiFMX have 124 components. Components have owner and parents. Parents automatically show components. Comprehensive visual designer provides great flexibility and control. Supports asynchronous and multi-threaded application. This was introduction about DelphiFMX. We will explore more in our next part. So let me introduce now with Kivy and KivyMD. So Kivy is an open source cross-platform Python framework used for developing multi-touch application with a natural user interface. It allows developers to build applications that run on multiple platforms including Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS and Android, the same as DelphiFMX. Both are multi-platform. Kivy is based on model view control architecture and uses a declaration language to define the user interface. The framework provides a set of widgets and tools for creating dynamic and responsive user interface, including button, label, text, input, and more. One of the main features of Kivy is its support for touch and gesture input, making it well suited for developing applications for touch-based devices like smartphone and tablet. Kivy also supports other input methods such as mouse, keyboard, and gamepad. Kivy is built using OpenGL, which provide fast graphic rendering and enable developers to create visual appealing applications with smooth animation and transition. Kivy is open source and has an active community of developers who contribute to the framework, provide support, and share resources like tutorial and documentation. Overall, Kivy is a powerful and versatile framework for building cross-platform applications with a natural user interface, making it a popular choice for developers looking to create a multi-touch application that run on multiple platforms. Kivy is a graphical user interface open source Python library that allow you to develop multi-platform application on different operating systems. Also, we can create for Raspberry Pi. The best thing about Kivy is it performs better than HTML5 cross-platform alternatives. Okay, let's look about KivyMD. So KivyMD is a Python framework that brings the material design guidelines and components to the Kivy open source framework. It provides a set of ready-to-use widgets, style, and animation that enables developers to create a visual, appealing, and interactive cross-platform application. Here is all material design ready-to-use component. So visit this site and explore all the component which is ready to use. You have to just copy and paste on your code. Material design is a design language developed by Google, known for its clean and modern look, with a focus on user experience and visual consistency. Incorporating material design principle, KivyMD allows developers to build applications that are not only functional but also aesthetically pleasing. KivyMD extends the functionality of Kivy by providing a wide range of pre-designed widgets such as button, text field, dialog, navigation drawer, and more, which adhere to the material design specification. These widgets are customizable and can be easily integrated into Kivy application, saving developers time and effort in designing and implementing their own UI components. In summary, KivyMD is a powerful framework that combines the flexibility and versatility of the Kivy framework with the visual appeal and user experience enhancement of material design. It simplifies the development process for creating cross-platform application with modern and engaging interface. So how install DelphiFMX for Python? So you have to just run this command pip install DelphiFMX and in your terminal. Okay, so let's install DelphiFMX. So go to terminal and type pip install DelphiFMX. Okay, I have already installed, that's why it's showing requirement already satisfied, and the DelphiFMX will be installed. And here is the website where you can find ebook. You can learn about DelphiFMX and how to use it, how to create a application using Python. Here also you can use Red Studio. Red Studio provide what you see in what you get interface, so you can just drag and drop and easily design user interface. Let's take short introduction of Red Studio. So Red Studio is ID for DelphiFMX, where we can create a graphical user interface by drag and drop component. In DelphiFMX there are lots of pre-built component. You have to just drag and drop on your GUI. So it takes some time to load. Let's wait. Okay, this is the welcome page. We will close it and create a new project, Windows VCL application. Okay, here is a form where we can drop our element and design GUI. In the bottom right you will see the list of component. There are lots of component. Let such a button and drag and drop it on our GUI. So you can see I can move anywhere inside. Let me take a text field. For that text, T, okay, T edit. Let me drag and drop over here. Okay. Okay, so we can expand and by clicking that's a blue node, we can set margin and position. Okay, let me add a label. Okay, so I will drag and drop label and let me set this on top of our app. In this text field we will write our prompt and the button will be a submit button and response will be display on our label. So this is just a GUI. Okay, so let me fix the size first. Okay, we can change text of button from here. Let me put submit. Okay, and also for text, for input text, here is the object inspector where all the object property are present. You can check as your requirement and you can change it. So I will change here text edit 1 to okay, here I will change write prompt just. Okay, let me make a large label. Okay, and change the text of label response. Okay, let's run this app and see our output. Okay, this is our output, you can see. So this was how we can create a graphical user interface by drag and drop using Red Studio Delphi. We will create our Delphi GUI application in Python DelphiFMX library. So let's move on it. So let's close this. Okay. Before close the project, you have to save. So don't forget to save your project. Give any name and store where you want to store. Okay, let's move on next part. Installation ChatGPT. So first we will install necessary library here, request and OpenAI. Then we will go in openai.com and generate our API key for ChatGPT. Then we will write a simple Python code for submit a prompt and generate a response. So let's start from installation. You have to go in terminal and just type pip3 install request. I have already installed. And then for install OpenAI, pip3 install OpenAI. So I have already installed this both library. Okay, so let's go on OpenAI and generate our API key. So you have to go on openai.com, log in with your Gmail and go into API section. Here in your account you have to go view API keys, and from here you can create your API key. You have to just click on this button and it will generate API key and you can use it on your code. So I have already generated API key. Also you can go in playground and select your model, and here is some parameter that is size of generated response, and you can control that thing. So let's create a folder and create a file chatgpt.py, and we will write our code over there. So let me create new folder, Python GUI. Sorry, I have to rename Python GUI. Okay, and now I will write that code over here. Let me save as chatgpt.py. Select that folder and save it. So I just copy this code and paste it over here. This is the URL of your model, which according you select model. I selected DaVinci 003. This is the prompt you have to write for submit on request, and finally you have to set some parameter, max, token, temperature, and some other parameter. Then you have to post a request and you will get a response in JSON format when you will add json.load, or over here you have to dump that dictionary into JSON. So you have to paste your API key over here. This is my API key, and then just let's run the code. Okay, so here is code. Here is the output response. I am doing well, thank you. How are you? So this is the old dictionary which written by ChatGPT as a response. We have to just extract only answer from it. So I add this it in choice and text. That's why I add here this parameter. So okay, we are only interested in answer. So okay, this thing required. Okay, let's change something. Okay, uh, let me add here while loop. We want to continue chat with chat gpt. So and I will write prompt over here. Okay, here we will input from terminal, ask question. Okay, let's run again. Okay, how are you? It's taking some time. Okay, I'm doing well, thank you. Let's ask some other question. Explain about Delphi FMX. Okay, so here is the response from ChatGPT. So this is the how you can integrate ChatGPT with Python and generate a response from ChatGPT using Python. So what we are going to develop in DelphiFMX. So first we will import the required module in our Python script. Import necessary module from Delphi for GUI development. From DelphiFMX, import all. This is the main module for DelphiFMX. Then we will create a GUI form. Create the main windows of the GUI, set the form's property such as size, position and title, then create the text field, add two edit control to the form, one for the prompt input and another for displaying the generated response. And finally we create a button. We add a button control to the form for generating the response, associate a function with the button's own click event to handle the response generation logic. I have already written a GUI code for DelphiFMX. First, we will import a DelphiFMX library. Then we will create a class of our app name ChatGPT. Then we will define main function. When we will initialize our application, set title to ChatGPT, and create a main form showing the main form, and then run and destroy when user click on destroy button. Then we will run by if statement. Okay, so let's discuss about design. So first we will set props and set title, set caption, and two function we will declare here for on show and on close. When application start, show function will call and it set height and width. And then we will add a layout and set its parent to self, and set margin, and we can set height and alignment. Then we add a simple label to show text prompt, and we will add parent to layout. Then we will add edit text for write a prompt. By default we write what is DelphiFMX, and we can set more parameter like positions, width, margin, and any other thing is our requirement. Then we will add a button for generate a response. We will add a function. When button will click, the button click function will be called, and in button click function I add only print hello world. So when button click, print hello world will call. Here is I set a memo control memo for show our response. Okay, so let's run our application to show output. Okay, so let me go into terminal and type let me first go into our desktop and our folder Python GUI. Then we will run Python our file name DelphiFMX ChatGPT, and when run, here is our output. The middle one is when we write a prompt, and a button when we generate. When button will click, it generate a response. So it now when we click on a button generate, it print hello world just. So integration DelphiFMX with ChatGPT. So first we will import necessary module like request and JSON. Then we will get prompt from input text field. Then we will generate response when button click on DelphiFMX, and finally we will display a response in Delphi GUI label. Okay, let's connect now ChatGPT with this our app. Okay, so I have already written that ChatGPT code. So let me go open that file, that is chatgpt.py. We already did this. So first we will import this both library request and JSON in our DelphiFMX app. So I will copy and paste over there, and then we will copy this URL and header, and we will copy under our that button click function. Let me just remove this print hello world. Okay, and we will paste over here. Okay, here we will copy data, and we will that request code. Okay, we will paste after header. So let me just fix this space size. Let me fix. Okay, so let's get text from prompt. So it is the self dot prompt edit. So that text come from self dot prompt edit. So let's write here prompt equal to self dot prompt edit. Okay, dot text. Okay, so we got a prompt. Now we will display on memo control. So for that after answer, let me just remove this print answer, and here set self dot memo control dot lines, because it's showing a text line, dot lines dot text equal to we will put answer. So it's load answer in our memo control. Okay, let's check this file, it's run perfectly or not. Okay, so run the file, and what is, let keep the same prompt and click on generate. So here is our response from ChatGPT. Okay, and when we let erase and what is Kivy, let's add Kivy. Okay, and click on generate. The response is about Kivy. Okay, what if I want to keep the both thing for Kivy and Delphi? So for that just I have to add plus before memo control, so it's keep the previous text of memo control and add new response. So we can add multiple we can show multiple response from ChatGPT. So when we click on generate, it's showing about DelphiFMX. And let's what is Kivy MD. What is Kivy MD? So it's not erasing the previous answer and keep both. Okay, let me try one more thing. Okay, write a Python code to generate Fibonacci series. Okay, let's generate. Okay, so here is output. So this output is not complete. In their three answer there are not complete output because we set here max token size is equal to 15. If for large output you have to set it more. Okay, so this was about how we can create ChatGPT app using DelphiFMX. Installation Kivy and Kivy MD. So for installation Kivy and Kivy MD, you have to run these two commands on your terminal. So let's first install this thing. pip3 install Kivy. I have already installed, and pip3 install Kivy MD. I have both library already installed. Okay, and for more information you can go over here on Kivy material design. Here we can find all the component like a button and everything. We will use this component on our app. Okay, so let's start and build a simple GUI for our ChatGPT application. So we will first import the required module in our Python script. Then we will define the GUI layout, create a layout for the GUI using the Kivy box layout or any other layout of your choice. Then create the text field, and two text field we will create for a write a prompt, and one is for display our response from ChatGPT. Define the button functionality. Create a function that will be triggered when the button is clicked. Inside this function, retrieve the prompt text from the input text field, generate a response using ChatGPT, and display the response in the output text field. Okay. So let's start our code. So we will save a file with main.py for coding, and other file will be main.kv for design. Okay, so let's first import a necessary library. So we will use Kivy material design. So kivymd.app import mdapp. Okay, there we are going to use is a Kivy language. We want to load Kivy language from here. Kivy is a design language for KivyMD. So let's import kivy.lang import builder. Okay, then we create a ChatGPT app. We will give this name and pass here our MDF. Then let's define a build function. We will pass our design over here. So we will return. Let me create first a variable self dot a is equal to builder dot load file. We will pass here our main dot kivy. We will return here self dot a. And you have to just run this app. So if name is equal to main, and here we will pass our class name dot run. Okay, now we will design our entire app over here. So let's first create a box layout. What is this all layout and this thing? If you want to check, you have to go on Kivy layout. In this official Kivy site, you will find the about information about all Kivy layout. They have many layout like anchor layout, box layout, float layout, relative layout, grid layout. We are going to use here box layout. Okay, you need to set orientation for it, where you are going to define the orientation. We will pass vertical. Our whole design will be in vertical. So okay, let's move on this component and use this. So in component, first we will choose app bar. So on toolbar. Okay, so we will use MD top app bar. Okay, so let me copy this, paste it over here. Let's run our app. So where I am, okay, let me move on desktop. Then on Python GUI, then we will run Python 3 main.py. Okay, here is our app. Our layout is at bottom, but we need it on top. So what we will do, we are going to add another layout under this. We will use same the box layout, and orientation will be also same, vertical. Okay, and here we will pass a label. Text is hello there. Okay, we can give us style in label. For label, you have to check in component for label. Here is the label. Okay, there are primary, error label. They have a different type of label. Already created component, you have to just copy the code and use in your code. So let's give a size Okay, I am going to give font style subtitle 1. Okay, here is the different type of the size. Okay, let's add font style as a subtitle 1. Okay, let's run it, and okay, here now it's on top, a bar is on top. Let's give a title ChatGPT app. Okay, so here is label. We will show output over here, and okay, let's create other field. So we need over here a text input field, and over here a button, and we will write here our prompt, and when we click here button, it will generate a response, and response will display over here. So let's create the text field. So again, this will be a horizontal, like this will be this in the this thing in vertical. Now we are going to use this thing. Here is text field, here is button, so it will be horizontal. So we will use box layout, and in this case we will use orientation is equal to horizontal. And let's copy field from here. Okay, we need a text input. So over here in text field you can find different type of text input. Here you can see different type of text input. Okay, we will use this simple rounded. Okay, we will just copy and paste it over here. Okay, and in hint text we will give ask question, and we don't need this thing helper text and text input limit, so we will remove this thing. And also let's add a button. For button we will go in button section, and here is the icon button. We can use it also, but here we will use simple this rise button. So let me copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so let's now run this thing. Okay, here is you can see the text input field, and here is our button. So let's give some padding at side and in bottom. Let's give padding so it's look pretty. So for that I will give in this padding, I will give padding under this box layout. So let's give 10, and also I will give spacing for make space between these two component. So spacing is equal to also 10. Okay, let's run it and see how it's look. Okay, yeah, now it's look good. Okay, let's change the text of button and create a and write submit. Okay, so almost our work is done. Now we will write prompt over here and submit it from this button, and generated response will be displayed in this label. Okay, let's give some padding over here in label also. So for label I will use here padding is equal to 10. Okay, so now first what we have to do, let me remove padding from here because it have a double padding for this and for this side also. Okay, now it's look good. Okay, so now first we will create a function. When button will click, the function will print the text from this text input. Okay, so for that we have to give ID of this text input and also for button. So we will give ID prompt text. Okay, and for this label we will give ID response text. Okay, and we will create a function over here, diff submit. We will give name submit and okay, so how we can get text from this text field? So you have to just pass just this ID in our this variable in self.a. so you have to self.a dot id is dot this ID and dot text. Okay, let me store this text in a variable prompt. In variable prompt and print it when button call. So we create this submit function. When function call, it's take prompt text from text input and print it. So also we have to pass here on release. So when button on release, app dot function name submit button will call. So let's try it. Okay, so when I write anything here, hello, and click submit, over here the text hello you can find. Okay, so now same thing you have to do over here. How you can set that label? You have to come here and self.a.ids dot you have to, let's copy this ID and paste dot text is equal to, let me keep it prompt. So when we will write here hello there and submit hello there, and this function will, this label will change with the text. Okay, so let's now integrate with ChatGPT. So we have already ChatGPT code over here. So we have to import this both module in our this app and call it when function call. Okay, so when this function call, add this variable over here. Okay, and I have prompt already over there. Okay, let's copy this thing. Okay, let over here, right? Okay, so now this is our prompt. Let me put before this. Okay, so now what happened when we call the function? It is take a prompt. It's going to take a prompt from our text input field and generate a response from ChatGPT. Now we have to set here in our this display label the generated response. So we will pass here answer. Okay, so let's run it and check if it's work. Okay, so let's ask a question. What is Kivy? Okay, just ask this and we will click on submit. Here you will see the response from ChatGPT. Kivy is an open source Python library for creating cross-platform user interface with a natural user interface. So okay, we ask other question. What is Kivy MD? It will erase this thing and write about Kivy MD. So what we can do for keep both thing? Okay, so for that just get the value which already in that label, and then you have to plus the answer. And also for in new line you can use this thing. Okay, so now what happened when I ask multiple question? Okay, now just erase that that's label text yellow there, and let's run this file. Okay, now let's ask something. Explain about DelphiFMX. Let's submit this thing. Okay, now when we write next thing like explain about Kivy, it's not going to erase this thing, it's add this other thing. So you can continue showing this thing by adding scroll bar. In here you will see the scroll bar component also, and you can add, there are a lot of component over here, so you can make a beautiful app by using this material design component. So let's move on next section. Okay, let's see the comparison between DelphiFMX with Kivy. So both Kivy and DelphiFMX are powerful framework for building GUI application, but they have different strength and consideration. Here is a comparison of their key features. So let's look first at Kivy. So Kivy is designed to be cross-platform, supporting a wide range of platforms including Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and iOS. It uses a consistent API across platforms, allowing you to write code once and deploy on multiple platforms. Kivy is an open source framework, which means it is freely available and allows community contribution and enhancement. This makes it flexible and customizable to suit specific project requirement. Python centric. Kivy is built using Python and follow a Pythonic approach, making it a popular choice for Python developers. It provides a wide range of widgets, layout, and features that can be easily accessed and manipulated using Python code. Graphical and animation. Kivy has built-in support for graphics and animation, allowing you to create visual appealing interface with a smooth transition and animation. It offers powerful tools for handling touch event, gesture, and multi-touch input. Let's look on DelphiFMX for Python. So rapid application development. DelphiFMX for Python is known for its RAD capabilities, enabling developers to quickly build application using a drag and drop interface, designer, and visual components. It offers a visual development environment that allows for rapid prototyping and development. Rich components library. DelphiFMX provides a comprehensive set of 124 pre-built components and controls, which can accelerate development by offering ready-to-use UI elements such as button, grid, and data control. It also integrates well with other library and technology commonly used in the Delphi ecosystem. Responsive high DPI style layout, high DPI and style support. 18 layout options including 15 custom style plus 4 default style. Components have owner and parents. Parents automatically show components and cross-platform and thread-friendly. Runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android. Support it. Delphi support asynchronous and multi-thread applications. So let's look which is best for your project. Okay, so choosing between Kivy and DelphiFMX for Python depending on your specific requirements, platform target, and familiar with the respective language. Both frameworks have their strength and can be suitable for different type of project. Consider factors such as cross-platform support, development speed, performance requirements, and available resource when making your decision for your project. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked my this session. Goodbye. Happy coding.